there's a question that how does worldly knowledge fit into Islamic teachings?
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Worldly knowledge, which is how we pursue what the dua of the believer that is described in the Quran, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنًا. O Lord, grant us in this worldly life great good. Worldly knowledge relates to how we earn a living, how we fulfill our needs or the needs of others. This worldly knowledge often has religious rulings connected to it. Islam has a series of values that are critical. So, for example, if you are a teacher, there are some matters that you must know regarding gender interaction, for example. Some things that you must know about your contracts, so you have sound contracts. There's certain things that you need to know about your responsibilities and also your rights as a believer. You have a right as a servant of God to pray. And how do you pursue that right? So, worldly knowledge has around it religious limits that you need to know. Worldly knowledge, by which we pursue our worldly interests, also has akhlaqiyat, has ethics that we uphold. Ethics that we uphold. So, for example, if you are a teacher, you want to make your teaching meaningful, learn about the Prophet ﷺ as a teacher. And you will beautify your works by bringing in the wisdom of prophetic teachings as understood, explained, and transmitted by the great scholars of our religion, classical and also contemporary. But if you pursue that knowledge with good intention and in a good way, you uphold good character, you uphold the commitment to be worshipful of Allah while you're learning or working, you uphold the commitment to reflect spiritually, to remember Allah meaningfully, to turn to Allah when you have a need or difficulty, even in your worldly affairs, in your seeking knowledge, even worldly, in your working, then your work becomes an act of worship through intentions and upholding the sunnah and busying your heart with Allah in your work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes in Surah An-Nur, in the verses of light, the light of faith in the heart. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. And that light, the verses tell us, you can find them in Surah An-Nur from around verse 34 onwards. That light, where is it found? In the hearts of believers. How do they cultivate that light? في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع. In houses Allah has allowed to be established, in which by day and night Allah is glorified by true believers. What is one of their characteristics? They're not busied away from their trade and transaction, their worldly concerns, from remembering Allah and establishing the prayer. So the believer, in our worldly pursuits, we remain connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through these matters that we've mentioned, of observing the limits of Allah, bringing the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ in anything that we do, going to work, going to learn with a good intention for the sake of Allah, beautifying our work by upholding good character, reflecting, remembering Allah, praying properly at work, upholding the ethics of Islam. How? Because we learn and live that knowledge, and we will find light both in our devotion and in our living. So we can say, as Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alamin. Say, my prayer, that's where it begins. My devotion, my very living, and that's my learning, my work, my family life, everything, and my dying, all the way till the end of my life, is all for the sake of Allah, the Lord of the worlds. May Allah grant us that in our in in our every pursuit.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله